I don't really see nobody stopping me. I done overcome a lot of shit. Came from the bottom to the top, and let's not forget. Hardest sparking, better parking if they doubting me. I done been the...
Good morning, and what's going on, YouTube world? Welcome back to TCR. I am Dolan, and for those that are new to the channel, this is Tactical CO2 Replicas. If you're not new, you know what we do here. We're here to talk about CO2 replicas and anything of the sort and have fun. Now, I want to talk about pistols today. There are so many pistols on the market, or different makes, models, and there's enough to cater to everyone. I mean, they pretty much have it all laid out. You can find Desert Eagles, you can find Sig Sawyers, you can find your Makarovs and everything else in between. It is a great day to be a replica airgun enthusiast. With that said, there are a lot of different brands and a lot of different manufacturers. I'll name a few that I am privy to, or actually that I like myself. We'll start off with Crosman has some pretty good replicas, especially in the rifle market, but pistols, they're coming up too and have been in the game for a long time, so they're pretty trustworthy. You have Umarex, who, man, they've been doing their thing for a few years now, and they have a lot of great replicas. KWC, who also does work, or pretty much does work with everybody. They're pretty much like the people who are making it, but the other companies are getting the licensing. Tokyo Marui, but this is getting into airsoft territory. You also have like Elite Force and many other companies that are very good manufacturers of replica air guns. Now, when I say replica air guns, I'm also speaking of AEGs. AEGs use air, even though there's using a mechanical force, but there's still a chamber of air. So you have to say that it is using air. Also, you have the gas blowbacks, which, I mean, air is a gas. So guess what? Green gas is still force of, well, I wouldn't say air, but it's still a power of propulsion through gas, whatever. But let's move on from that. Let's not get too deep. Let's talk about some pistols. Now, today in front of you have six different examples of what you might be able to find out there in the world. These I personally own and have modified to my own taste and specifications. Some of them, like for instance, my Glock 19, which is from Umarex. I have only done some slight modifications, like whitening out the letters. But this is a non-blowback version of a CO2 replica. Now, it does have all the features. It looks like you can use the buttons, but unfortunately it has no blowback, no movement. The only thing it has is safety on the trigger, and the dropout is a stick mag. And of course, every time the BB falls out, but it's a stick mag. CO2 goes into the back of the grip, actually. So it comes with the hex key on the grip, which is a nice feature. It's pretty smart. But I mean, we can get better. I will say this though. The non-blowbacks have more power than the blowbacks, of course, because they're using some of the inertia or energy to blow back the weapon. So you lose some FPS in that exchange. Now, let's drop down this Glock 19 and let's get to the Umarex Glock 17 Gen 3. Now, this one I've had for a little bit, and I've done some work to it. I did some grinding to the grip and the why am I forgetting what the heck this is called right now? But anyway, the trigger guard. There you go. Also did a snakeskin camo on it. Added a rear red dot sight, which is a clone of a it's escaping me, but the Trijicon Rmr. And I mean, this is a great replica. It's blowback. I mean, it has many features, but it is not like that accurate of a replica when it comes to its function. The breakdown, in order to break it down, you got to remove pins. There's a lot of stuff you have to do. It does have a full-size dropout magazine, but it exposes the CO2 and is part of the mechanism and how it works. Regardless, just seeing it right there, look at that. That is a bad replica. I love it, and it is fun to shoot and very accurate for what it is. Now, we're going to move on to something else. Let's see. This was a Daisy. I can't remember the model because I took it off, so you can no longer see it. It used to have it stamped into the side there, and I took my time and ground it off and repainted it. Eventually, this will be a Cobra replica. Now, if you guys remember the movie Cobra with Sylvester Stallone, he had that Colt 45 champion, or what was it? Dang, I can't remember the exact model, but it was a badass gun. So I'm attempting to replicate that with this one, but there are a few drawbacks because it's not as accurate as a replica as I could probably find elsewhere. But I already bought this one, so hey, why not just use it? It does have a stick mag, which I tend to not like, but oh well. It also has this cantilever CO2 install, but I mean, it works pretty nice. It doesn't have a full-size dropout magazine, but it's still a very nice replica, and it does have blowback, which, I mean, hey, how can you not enjoy that? But let's discharge that. Boom. All right. On to the next one. We'll go to the next 45. Now, this one is a KWC, but was a Colt Commander, I believe, and it came stamped with Colt Commander on the side. I stripped that off and gave it kind of a Kimber 1911 look. Went with the Pachmeyer grips, and they do fit with a little modification. You only have to grind out enough of the backside of it for the CO2 cartridge to fit, because it does have a full-size dropout magazine, but yet the CO2 is still exposed, which that means that inside here it has to have enough room for it. So the original grips are made to accommodate that, but you know, with putting new stuff on other things, you got to do some little tinkering. So that's one thing. If you're into this, you're probably gonna have to do some tinkering and a little bit of nudging and you know what I'm saying, just coercion to get things to work. But this is a very nice replica. One of the things I like about it the most, excuse me, there's like some dust in the room or something, is the fact that it is full, like the replica itself has a full capability of field stripping. Now you can remove, sorry, I don't know why my nail's not getting that. Let's go ahead and use two hands. There we go. There we go. Oh, not even in the notch. Okay, now as you can see, you can fully field strip this. Fully comes apart, looks just like the real deal. There's nothing in the chamber, of course, and let's take that firing pin out. You can fully break down, take the whole spring guide rod. Also, let's see here, the front, the barrel guide also comes out just like the real thing, has a spring. I mean, this thing is like hyper realistic. This is one of my best and favorite replicas. I also have some other ones that just comes out the front, so I almost mimic one that does something else. But yeah, full chrome barrel. It does, no, this one does not have hop-up adjustment, but it is still nonetheless a very, very nice replica. It's all metal, and if you can get your hands on one, I recommend it. It is a great shooter, and I've had it for a little while, but like I said, I put in quite a bit of work into making this exactly how I wanted it. So, I mean, if you're into them, more power to you. Have fun with yours, but that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make sure that it is exactly what I need and what I want. So, with that said, let me put this back together real quick. Give me a couple seconds here. It doesn't take long. Like I said, it is practically exactly like a 1911 real breakdown. But nonetheless, it is a very beautiful replica. I appreciate you guys bearing with me. I get nervous sometimes, but it is what it is. Oh, let's uncock that. Safety one. Boom. Okay. Put that one down. Like I said, it's one of my favorites. Now let's move on to the Beretta M9m91a1. Now this replica is very special because in actuality in the market, or the US market, I'm not sure about anywhere else, but this model only is available to the military in full auto. Well, guess what? In the replica world, we get full auto, but to people in the powder burner world, they don't get a full auto. But I will say this, it is a very, very, very accurate replica. There's so much going on with this that it's not funny. I, once again, have used some aftermarket grips, which fit perfectly. It wasn't much modification that I had to do to this other than to shave out a little piece here to accommodate for the fire selector switch for full auto or semi-auto. Now, just to show you real quick, let's just go ahead and it has full-size dropout magazine, replicates the real deal. You cannot see an exposed CO2 other than the bottom screw, which that does always suck. But okay, with that said, let's just real quickly show you this breakdown. Boom, slide comes off, hammer. I mean, look at that. It is gorgeous. Full metal. Same as this one, the barrel, everything comes out. Now this one does have a hop-up adjustment, as you can see here. I don't know if you can see that, but right here is a hop-up adjustment. And it's 177 caliber. I mean, full metal. Everything about this is just so beautiful. It's just, I can't believe that they have the capability to turn a BB gun into such an accurate replica. So let's put this bad boy back together. This one's a little funner than the rest. This spring is pretty damn strong. Actually, it's easier to do it this way. Give me a second. Wow. Okay. There it is. Like I said, that string is pretty strong. And you got a little bit of outtake because I'm not cutting it. So we're going to run with it. Those of you who own this replica know it's fun to take apart, but then it's not. That string is nothing to play with. I've shot it across the room and thought I broke the window once. So there we go. Get that boy back together. lock it. Okay. Chamber cleared. You know, blah, blah, blah. There we go. And it also has a decock, just like the real thing. So, boom, decock. And then we're on to my most recent buy, which is the KWC version of a Glock 17 replica. As you can see, if you watched the first episode where I unveiled this, I have already went and did some slight modification, nothing major. It does come with the full size dropout magazine, similar to this one and, well, this one, and it's kind of similar to the Colt 45 version, but it is full breakdown. You get the slide separation, very easy. This one's a lot more easy to take apart and put back together than some of the rest. The spring is not that loaded. This also has an hop-up adjustment, but I decided to take the paint off and give it kind of a chrome finish. I did buy a barrel for it online, but I guess I didn't do enough research first, and it actually doesn't fit this model. It's a little different. Even though it said it was for a Gen 4, it just didn't fit. Even after trying to tweak it a little, it just didn't work. So I'll do a little research and see if I can find the gold barrel version, and we'll probably get that in the future, I hope. But regardless, this is still a very nice replica, and I'm very happy with it. It shoots nice. I won't express about the power mods I did already, but let's just say the valves on all of these have been modified and are now, let's just say that the FPS is up. Now, with that said, there are many different options that you have out there, and you know, they're all there that for you. There's a plethora for you to find, but you know, you can make your own preference and find what you like and have fun with them. A lot of them take the same parts as far as like grips and certain things. Like for instance, the Umarex Beretta, the slide catch wore down very easily because it was made of some pot metal. So if you use full auto a lot, it wore down and was no longer working. I went online and I think it might have been cheaper than dirt, but I found the real Beretta slide catch, and guess what? After just a little bit of grinding with the Dremel, it fit perfectly. So, like I said, if you're a tinkerer, you can do this. It's easy money. If not, there's always many options that even somebody who's not inept to tinkering, you can get away with and get it done. Well, with that said, I hope to bring you more episodes about different types of CO2 replicas, and hope that you guys are out there having some airgun fun. Thanks for joining me, and thanks for you know, dealing with my BS. I thank you, and if you like the episode or any of the other episodes, please like and subscribe, and we'll get back to you with another one. Thank you, and have a good day.
I don't really see nobody stopping me. I done overcame a lot of shit, came from the bottom to the top.